Hey guys, Clover here. Going to be talking a little bit about a couple different topics in regards to trading. I've been also been looking into some of the affiliate structures with some of the different cryptocurrency platforms I've been in. It's changed a little bit, so I wanted to spend a little bit of time kind of going into some of those different topics. I pretty much got started as a cryptocurrency trader. So back in 2013, for those of you guys that don't know a whole lot about me or my background, I got out of electricity trading. That was kind of my background previously. I was an electricity trader, a scheduler. I was very involved with a company that was the largest electricity trading company in terms of volume in North America. And once we saw kind of this huge rise with Bitcoin hitting, $1,000 in 2013, I really just became really obsessed with cryptocurrency, and I wanted to kind of switch. That was kind of my next venture. The markets really kind of went down. We saw Bitcoin come all the way down to almost almost touching like $200, and so it dropped quite a bit. And there wasn't as much profitability in kind of getting into cryptocurrency. It just really wasn't. Wasn't mature enough yet. And last year, we started to see the markets really kind of take off, and a lot of that action happened in Asia. So 2/3 of the cryptocurrency in the world is centered in Asia. So there's a lot of action that was going on in Korea in particular. You started seeing more automated trading, bots, ability to kind of script different things to take advantage of different price points between different exchanges. This is kind of more getting into like arbitrage opportunities. And if we're looking at the markets, there's an abundance of ability to kind of profit in certain areas. And some of that has kind of gone away, especially with some of the major exchanges and some of the the newer developments that we've seen. And also, cryptocurrency can be very, very stressful. If you've gotten into it, you're essentially playing with your own capital, your own money. I don't know of really anyone that's trading on behalf of somebody else in terms of trading their cryptocurrency, unless it's like a trusted friend or somebody. And so there was a few platforms that really started kind of coming up, and the ability to profit by marketing those really became this huge kind of phenomenon in the cryptocurrency space. And really a lot of that had to do with the biggest one, which was BitConnect, which I was involved with. I wasn't a very big affiliate with BitConnect. I had a little over 100 people that had actually signed up with me, and only maybe a third of those people actually invested. So there's a lot of people that signed up with BitConnect, and so I had them in my affiliate tree, or however you want to look at that. A lot of them didn't really invest, so it's not really something I made a whole lot of money on. So most on some of the different things that I had done in cryptocurrency space, whether it be trading, getting into investing in different platforms and whatnot. And I was really, for the most part, kind of documenting those results on my YouTube. And so I've been that's kind of been a thing that I've been getting into. Some of the guys that did the best with that initially have also taken a lot of criticism, because they were, if you saw a lot of the biggest promoters in BitConnect, or the people that were talking about it and really kind of doing a lot of different tactics to get people to sign up and invest into the platform, they took a lot of criticism for that. And there's also kind of the other side. You have a lot of cryptocurrency people that are they're very kind of against the affiliate marketing aspect to it. So there's guys that I follow that refuse to give out any kind of affiliate links or anything like that where they might benefit from somebody investing into a platform based on some of the information they provided. And so I think there's different ways of looking at it. I think that if you're somebody that doesn't have a whole lot of cryptocurrency to play with, or you don't have a whole lot of money in general, you're going to see a lot of those types of people that are going to get into something where they can make money without actually having money, and part of that is through marketing, and that has been very big here in Vietnam. Vietnam is very poor. There's not very many people here that have a whole lot of money to deal with, and these types of people, when they started kind of getting into this world of kind of affiliate marketing and kind of building a network of people that were interested in the space, they started really benefiting financially quite a bit, and so that's been something that's really taken off here. Now it takes a lot of criticism, or takes a lot more criticism in the U.S. And part of that is because of the history of scams, multi-level just the kind of the I don't know, the stereotypes of multi-level marketing. There's aspects to it that are somewhat illegal in the U.S. where they might not necessarily be illegal here in a place like Asia. I'm kind of dealing with that with a couple of different companies, like just some of the companies here in Asia, they don't even understand or comprehend that some of the marketing practices or things that they're doing are not considered legit in the U.S. And so there's been a few people that I've been working with that have gotten into these companies and have to advise them that, hey, if you want to market this in the U.S., you can't do it in this way. It needs to change, and you need to do it, something that's going to be more in line with what's going to be deemed appropriate with, some of the regulatory agencies such as the SEC. I was watching a video by Sonny Decree, which was actually really interesting. He was going into the 5 different regulatory bodies in the U.S. and how if you're going to be a cryptocurrency company and wanting to be legit in the U.S., essentially you have to have the green light from all of those agencies, and all of those agencies have vastly different kind of rules and regulations. They don't all really see eye to eye, and it's also a very new space where it's hard to determine what's going to be right or wrong. So I think that there's obviously advantages of kind of getting into cryptocurrency and being a guy that's marketing a particular platform. There's been people that have really centered on one particular platform, and that's really kind of what their focus is. And then where I was kind of doing that for a while, and part of that was because when I was marketing with BitConnect, they pretty much wanted everyone to be exclusive to the platform because they didn't want to be confused with a lot of other platforms that were basically copying what they were doing and didn't have maybe the what they determined at the time was the same level of innovation. That's maybe kind of looked at a little bit differently now with how things transpired. And so what I've kind of been focusing more on is just kind of getting more into different platforms that are performing well, and just kind of sharing that with my audience. And if if it's something that you want to get involved with and you want to sign up, join the team, however you want to look at it, I get a little bit of a kickback from that, and so that's something that it pays to be an affiliate for some of these different platforms, as opposed to maybe if you're getting more into something technical analysis. This is a trading view right here. There's a lot of people that author their different viewpoints on where they think the market's going, different cryptocurrencies, stocks, whatnot that would be advantageous to invest in. Those don't always pan out, and even a day like today, the market is way down. It can be very stressful for people, and a lot of people that are getting into the space that don't really know a whole lot about cryptocurrency can get burned pretty bad by getting into trading and having some of those trades go south. There's been even more criticism and animosity towards people that were marketing a particular company or platform and having that go south. So that's been the basis for several YouTubers that really built their YouTube channel in the cryptocurrency space by attacking people that were affiliate marketers for different cryptocurrency platforms. So there's a lot of different things to kind of look at and consider. I'm trying to be as I'm trying to be neutral in a sense, kind of objective. I'm not really I'm doing a lot of these streams just just kind of sharing with you my experiences and what I've been doing. I'm not really pushing a particular platform, any particular platform that hard. I'm not really saying, you should invest. Like it's like I'm trying to come from a perspective where like, hey, this is what I'm doing. It's working for me. Like I've had several that haven't done very well, and I've been very honest with trying to share how those have been doing, and so that's kind of been more of my approach with marketing, but even that little bit of just kind of like sharing my experiences with marketing in these cryptocurrency platforms, that's going to pay a lot better than getting into trading. So like I've noticed that I've gotten some negative comments in the last month or so from some people that are like maybe a little bit upset that I'm getting into and marketing certain platforms as opposed to maybe doing what might be determined more ethical, of getting into trading with the different altcoins and doing more of that, where there's no like affiliate structure or bonus or incentive to do that. So I've also noticed a lot of other YouTubers have taken a lot more heat than I have, with some of that stuff. Part of it was some of these guys benefited a lot more than than I did, or than anyone did, and they're kind of maybe using, or maybe you could see it as being using their audience or trying to monetize their audience by maybe leading people down the wrong path. And so that hasn't really been something that I've wanted to be associated with. And so I've been trying to be as honest and as I can. But I wanted to go over the two different platforms that are doing pretty well for me right now, and just kind of like the affiliate structures behind those. And so like today I logged into my Asama account, and this is what I've been trying to kind of explain to people. I had like 120 or some odd dollars in there, and now I've got 380. And so part of this is I had a $250 direct commission from I'm not going to show his name, but someone that had signed up with me. And so this is kind of based on my experience with this particular platform. I'm kind of sharing that experience with people and learning a little bit about that. And so like I made $250 by marketing this particular platform and having somebody sign up, as opposed to maybe trying to do that in the market, like trading or whatnot. With Asama, there's actually even some other aspects that can make this a lot more profitable. And so I'm going to just show you guys. So my friend just sent me her account, and so this was like, she has $800 in income, and and part of that is this is kind of the breakdown. So like she only had like $100 direct, but she has people that are signed up with her in this kind of binary system that they have, and they have like a different way of rewarding people on networking and kind of building the Asama platform. And so that is kind of what they've used to grow and expand the Asama platform and market it in that way. And so now $800 is a lot of money for someone in Vietnam. And they don't, for some of these people in third world countries, they don't have the capital to really put into trading. And even if they did, they might not have the knowledge or know-how to really kind of get into something like, technical analysis and trading and whatnot. And so it's not really an option for them. And so, there's been a lot of criticism and animosity towards people that are getting into affiliate marketing, especially in the US. It falls on deaf ears in Asia. It's not really like, it's just very common to kind of have like a networking aspect to getting into cryptocurrency platforms. You have someone you can connect with. You have someone you can ask questions. You have and a lot of times if you're signed up with somebody and you have some of these people that are starting to build networks and teams in these particular platforms, they typically will do different events and functions. Like they will host dinners and have get-togethers, and there's a networking aspect to that that's really interesting. I've been a part of that here in Vietnam with people that are maybe marketing their platform, maybe just kind of just wanting to have a get-together of people that are in kind of some of the same platforms and things. And so like if you wanted to get into crypto, trading, like, one of the top guys is Tone Vays. So like I watched quite a bit of his videos, and he pretty much primarily deals with Bitcoin. He really doesn't get into the altcoins a whole lot, but he's probably the most well-known technical analysis YouTuber or person in the space that is kind of giving, trading advice and giving his perspectives on the markets or where the markets are going. You can listen to a guy, like Tone Vays, or other guys that are doing technical analysis or providing different charts on TradingView and whatnot. They're not always accurate. They don't always have, typically they are. They're very they're kind of on top of what's going on in the market, but they're not going to be like able to predict the market with 100% accuracy. So there can be a stress level, especially if you're getting into cryptocurrency, you're trying to get into trading, you're not really sure what to do. You don't want to lose money in a particular platform. And days like today, where the market cap is sitting at 322, and a lot of the cryptocurrencies are just down in general. You see Ethereum at 555. I mean, this was almost $800 not too long ago. So a lot of these altcoins and cryptocurrency, if you've been in these for any length of time, you've experienced quite a bit of volatility. And some of these other platforms don't necessarily have that. You might have a little bit of a better experience by getting into something like mining, cryptocurrency mining, where at least you're getting a kind of a more balanced or reoccurring source of cryptocurrency to work with, as opposed to kind of dealing with the ebbs and flows of the market. One of the other platforms that I've been talking quite a bit about has been arbitraging, and that's kind of one that I've gotten into a lot bigger recently. And I recently asked about the affiliate structure with that, because like if I was logging into my account, I didn't see that yet. It's still a new platform. And so I wanted to share this message that I had received from David. So he's basically saying the affiliate structure is one level. You get 5% of your referrals from the ABOT profits. So not necessarily from buying the Arabi tokens, if that makes sense. So they're finishing the last few things. The system's going to be live. It's keeping track of those, and going to basically be making this something they're gonna credit this later, in terms of right now it's not something that you're going to be getting your your earnings from just yet, but it's going to be something that they're going to be adding once they kind of add that functionality. So the kind of the marketing or the affiliate marketing structure of the ARB platform is way different than something like, Asama. Like Asama does have a little bit more of that, marketing tree, but it's just really just one, one level or one, well, it's not, well, maybe one level is not the right way of putting it, but it's, let me just show this to you guys. So, well, log me out. Well, anyways, and actually, I probably didn't want to show the person that had signed up with me if that's sensitive information. But there's a little bit more of like kind of a network marketing tree to Asama. There's kind of a binary common with some of the Asian companies that I've encountered. It's also a little bit different than, say, something like proof of week hands or some of the contracts that we've seen and we've that I've kind of to here lately. They have kind of a master thing that's captured in their cookies, and so that's treated a little bit differently. And that's also different from the farming games. The farming games, you can kind of see here, like the way they're doing their referrals is you earn 20% of like the number of eggs hatched by anyone who starts playing, using your link. So you've got a little bit of a different way of doing that. Now this is really kind of died off. Like you can see like 0.01 Ethereum buys like 50 million eggs. And so this platform has really, there's no tracks. Sorry. Man, I'm always dealing with internet issues, it seems like. Yeah, I agree. The farming games, they had their time. Like it was just kind of a phenomenon in the space. Like if you had got in, kind of in the beginning on some of those platforms, you might have done pretty well. Otherwise, like there was a lot of them that especially a lot of the clones and one of the ones that came up, like they were basically just money grabs by the developers. And that's kind of another thing is like, a lot of the developers and the people behind these platforms, people that are building them, are not people that are going to get on camera and talk about a lot of these different things or be kind of sharing their experiences. And in a lot of ways, they can kind of remain anonymous. I mean, probably one of the biggest examples is BitConnect. BitConnect, all of the developers behind BitConnect were all anonymous. We still don't know who they are. So, there's, I think that there's a certain level of trust that people instill in people that are marketing different cryptocurrency platforms, and especially if you start having some issues and some problems, you're going to want someone to talk to. Like I'm dealing with that right now with one of the Vietnamese mining companies that I'm in. Like I'm not happy with what's going on with this company. And I've made that pretty clear, and that I want to talk to somebody that's involved with this company. And it's been a little bit of a struggle to facilitate that. So I'm no longer marketing them or talking about them, and I want to actually find out more about them. There's another company that screwed over my friend, and basically stole all the money that he invested in the platform. And like I mentioned before, like. With this kind of unregulated market and scene, like that's it can be something that is kind of an unfortunate thing that happens, that there's not a whole lot you can do about other than just really relaying your experiences and letting people know, on a platform like YouTube. So, there's just, I guess some different ways of looking at it. Clover, have you had any regarding any worry of U.S. regulators? I haven't specifically about like how that's going to be dealing with like U.S. regulators. I think that's an interesting topic, something I want to explore. I don't know, like. I think a lot of the U.S. regulators, I mean, these are normal, everyday people. You got to understand they're just kind of working in a government maybe for a government agency that have a job to do, and they're looking to, to try to collect taxes on certain activity. It's just there's also you're starting to get into a situation where it's becoming a little bit borderline an invasion of privacy, and a lot of people that have gotten into cryptocurrency got into cryptocurrency to get away from people that would be wanting their personal information so that they can tax them or bill them, or however you want to look at that. So I'm going to be looking into that. I'm a little bit more on the maybe the anti-government side. Like I've had some unfortunate experiences with with that in the past. I have seen a lot of negativity coming about with that, and it's also one of the reasons why I'm trying to stay away from it, and why I'm here in Asia. Asia is a great market for cryptocurrency, and so that's probably the primary reason. But another big reason that I'm over here is to kind of get away from the madness that's going on in America and the U.S. So staking Monk coin is pretty good. My first stake was 46%, plus they got masternodes coming. Think of picking some of that up now that the market is crap. Yeah, staking is one that I haven't gotten into as much. Like I got into my first experience with staking was with BCC and staking BCC on the platform, which now is really kind of pointless with the price of the coin and the situation on the platform. But yeah, I'm looking to get a little bit more into like staking, and also I mentioned kind of getting into some of the larger master nodes, like like a Dash or a Pivx. Running a Dash or a Pivx master node, there's a little bit more technical know-how that you need to know to get into some of those things. But what I'm trying to do is with my channel is kind of explore different ways to make money in cryptocurrency and kind of share that with my audience. That's really been the the aim of kind of what I've been doing. But not all everything I've been doing has panned out. Like the games, all of these ETH games and things like that. I'll show you guys at least today kind of what my progress was. I had looks like a lot of the CG Now contract has gone down quite a bit, but this is my vlog. So the only three that I'm still in, Proof of Weak Hands, CG Now, and Gandhi. And so I didn't get a payout in Gandhi. Haven't gotten a payout basically in 4 days in Gandhi. So still waiting for volume to kind of return, but you can see I was doing pretty well in Gandhi for a while, but in the last week or so, like in the last 9 days, I've only had one payout, which was like 0.018. And so I just let this accumulate until it gets to over $10 before I would pull something out and zero out the account. So I just got a little bit from Proof of Weak Hands. So today was like 51 bucks. So you can kind of see, like I started pulling out. I pulled out twice right here. I can see if I can bump this up so you guys can see. Oh, okay. So yeah, the 17th I pulled out, and the 19th I pulled out, and kind of minimized my exposure to some of the ETH games. But still making a little bit. I would say maybe on average like 50 bucks a day in some of these. And then the other one that I was documenting for a while, which got really kind of messy, and I just kind of stopped doing it, has been the farming games. And so like with the farming games, Anthill Games, the Pepe Farm, and the Fish Farm, like because of the hyperinflation, you had to be in your account on almost like every 2 to 4 hours just to be able to pull out, because of if you didn't, like the hyperinflation would kill you. Like if you had any kind of money in there and you let it sit for like 4 or 6 hours, the money would be like cut in half. So like I had to do that, and I'm not really, I'm not going to be putting any more money into the farming games. But one of the things you are seeing is the farming games are starting to be like something that are being added to some of the contracts that are coming up in the space. So you're kind of seeing like those put on top of like the Dividend smart contracts. So, but yeah, like, you know, I spent this month kind of like documenting getting into those. I thought that might have been an opportunity for passive income if that was something that was going to be adopted in the cryptocurrency space, but it didn't really pan out like that. It had its time, you know, earlier this month. I would say for the first 2 weeks, I was doing pretty well, and there was definitely some opportunity in that space, and it hasn't really shown itself to be something that's going to be a long-term bet. Now I'm looking into some other platforms, and so I wanted to show this to you guys because, like, so with the ARB platform, like I made like $100 today roughly from the ARB platform, and I started kind of looking into some different ones that might be similar. One of the ones that gets a lot of comparisons is the Hodl platform, and a few people have mentioned this on my streams. Basically, you can, you know, buy drops. You can see that's the way you're spelling it right here. I like the look of their, you know, the website and the layout and some of the different things they've got going on here. I was really intrigued. Noticed I was really hesitant to kind of get into it because if you're looking at the market here, it's only in TIDEX and RYPTOC. RYPTOC doesn't have any volume. It's really just TIDEX. Like you have to set up a TIDEX account and buy in that way, and that's how you would be able to get coins, so that you can buy, so that you can kind of enter this system. But I was really intrigued by this IDEX. It just on the largest decentralized exchange, and so I'm going to be getting into this, and I'm not. I don't know if it's one I would recommend getting a whole. Like I think when I get into it, I'm only going to put in like $500. The payouts are still pretty low. It's like roughly, I think it's like 0.25% per day, which is like, I don't know, somewhere between like 8 to 10% a month. So it's not something you're going to be making a whole lot from, but it is a little bit more profitable than others. And this is one that you can kind of use for passive income, like some of the other ones, like Asama, like arbitraging, like maybe some of the you know, the smart contracts. The problem with the smart contract space is, like in the Dividend smart contracts, if you had put in money and you know, you're hoping to earn money on the volatility that's in those platforms, if there's no volatility in those platforms and people start withdrawing, and you know, the recent phenomenon has been like the whales that are in those contracts pulling out has really just kind of impacted people that were getting in, and you know, kind of the little guys ended up getting screwed. And so that was a big selling point behind like the Revolution 1 project, which is another one that people have been mentioning on my streams. I want to get into and mention that. I don't know if right now is the best time. Like I'm wondering if the price is going to drop. A lot of the videos by the guy that's kind of spearheading that whole project, and you know, so I think it's at least in the smart contract space, it seems to be one of the better ones, but I'm putting more of my time and focus on some of these other platforms. So Asama, arbitraging. I'm gonna be getting into Hodl, and there's also a Chinese company that I can't really talk about yet, but that's one I think I want to. I'm going to be talking with the guy that I'm working with that helped me get into that platform about ways to market that. They don't want the name of their company being on social media. Like right now, if you search the internet, you can't find anything, and that's the way they want to keep it. And if they catch you basically marketing it on social media, you know, whatever money you had in their account, like, is gone. Like they'll just take your account away, and the person above you gets their account suspended for a year. From everything I've heard from about this company or about this process, is like that's just kind of a Chinese thing. Like they want it to be very under the radar. or whatnot. And so so that's just kind of where that's at. So maybe I think what I'm going to be doing is like I'm going to be working with maybe people here one-on-one that I'm meeting in person that want to maybe get into something like that. But even that one is only like is like 0.5%. So like right now the best performing one is arbitraging, which is roughly I would say between 0.8 to 1% a day. Asama mining is doing about 0.5% per day in interest. The Dropple one is about 0.25%, or like 0.25% per day. The Chinese company I was just mentioning is 0.5% a day. And so I think that's kind of the way I'm looking at, is kind of maybe getting into a little bit of diversification in some of these platforms where you can make a little bit of residual or passive income in those particular platforms. So. But I would check out a new game called Mega Cryptoopolis. Check it out before all the land sells out. Point of the game is to earn as much ETH as possible. But yeah, that's one thing I guess. I also wanted to share this right before I just last little thing before I.
All right, here's what I got.
Get off. Proof of week cans. So the ETH balance coming up above 4,500. So there's been a little bit of buy-in. So if you're watching the history of this, like it's pretty much been going down and down and down for a long time. We finally got a little bit of a buy-in. What's causing that buy-in? Well, there's been a little bit of information that's been coming out about the FOMO 3D project. And so let's see if there was an announcement in here. Is talking a little bit 3D projects, but there's also been a few videos that have been released by some people that are in like I'm not going to be able to pull it up because it would take me some time to find them. But if you're searching for FOMO 3D, there's been a few videos that have been put out where they're giving a little bit of insights into how that game that they're building is going to work. So I think we might start to see some people that pulled out and have been kind of sitting on the sidelines waiting for this project to launch. They might be starting to get back in, so there might be a little bit of buyback in. So that would be good, because again, like I've got quite a bit in that platform, and I'm not willing to sell out at these prices, or at least the where the platform is right now. But any volatility is good because you're earning on that. Just see what the developers are able to put together with the FOMO 3D project. So all right, guys, that's pretty much it for today. I'll get into Dropple here. I'm probably going to be doing my stream tomorrow on that, and give you guys a little bit of an insights on that. I'll check in with you on the next one.